Hello, welcome back. And who's visiting now? Lucas! Lucas scoots over to the bar. You can't tell if he's having a good day or a bad one, but you know one thing, he needs a drink. Welcome back, Lucas. I do wonder what he would say if we couldn't save Björn. Because right now we solved the case, so just going in a different direction. Hello, good to see this place is still open. The mood seemed a little somber though. Poor Vincent. Yeah. Well, during his convalescence, we can drink to his health, spend money here in his bar, and remember our fun times with him. Could I have something to drink to toast our friend? What kind of flavor? Coffee, of course. Anything with coffee, yeah. Of course. Oh, we have two of your favorites here. It doesn't really matter then. There's so many people here this time. Reese is there. Maria. Huh. And Hugo and Peter on one table. Interesting. Ah, yes, very good. You're a real maestro, you know that? Here's to Vincent. May he recover fully and remind us all why we come to a little basement below a bookshop for friendship. I hope you're well too, Bartender. I was talking with many of your guests. We all feel the same way. How's that? We hope Vincent's absence does not threaten the nightcap or you. We need you. Björn feels the same too. We were talking about you before he left on his trip to Scotia. Why is he there? He took this whole situation with the police very hard, as you can imagine. He's a sensitive soul. I think he needed to go home to his family for a while to heal. Meanwhile, I paid a fine for his involvement in Pedro's money laundering, and I'm looking after his plans. How do you feel about all this? I miss him very much, but he's where he needs to be right now. And when he gets back, I'll be here to help him get back on his feet and find his place in Bukovi once more. Anyway, I will try to find a friend to talk with, so I miss Björn less. I will fail, but I will try. Take care, Lucas. Is he going to sit down somewhere? No. Alright, let's listen in to this conversation. Mr. Wagner, come to brighten my evening, I'm sure. You've got some gall showing your face here week after week, pig. Pig, okay. Interesting. I was about to say the same thing before you cut me off. Great minds. You little... I cut off something else if you don't watch it. Oh, they don't get along at all. I don't know where you get off talking to me like this, especially after the way I mopped the floor with you last time. I'm not in the mood to spar with you, Wagner. Don't you have trouble to get into someplace else? I'm not a constable anymore. Unless you've decided to bump someone off, it's no longer my business to babysit you. I think we both know wet work is not your style, so just leave me to my drink, okay? Oh, you want me to leave? That's rich. This is a speakeasy. It's a place where people like me come to relax. We don't need more pigs like you sniffing around putting people on edge. Can we cut this bullshit already? People like me, my ass. I know you were threatening the bartender for Carla just a few months ago. The only reason you're still here is because they allowed you to stay. It goes for the both of us. I fought tooth and nail to keep the rest of the pigs out of here. I continue to do so despite your hostility. Because the bartender is my friend, so get off my back. Ooh. I know I'm popular, but... don't argue. Peter's anger seems too cool. You see him crack a smile as he leans back in the chair, taking a swig of Hugo's drink. Look at you, a whole new man, with a backbone and everything. Oh, spare me, Peter. I'm too tired to deal with your pithy comments tonight. You're no fun like this, Blue. I'm sure it's a wild concept to a hedonist like you, but my life isn't really about fun. It's about doing my job. There's scarier things out there than you, Peter. I know we both want to keep this place up and running, and I could really use you in my corner right about now. What? You're asking me for help? I wasn't even done yelling at you yet. There always has to be a dance with you, doesn't it? Trust me, I know your record back to front. We've had our differences. But you're the only guy in this bar I trust to keep an eye on the bartender. Hell, you'd probably be more competent at it than me. Man, you're gonna take the fun out of ribbing on you with that kind of pathetic sincerity. You're not drunk enough to be getting the sentimental on me, Blue. I keep an eye out, alright. What do you think I've been doing? Zero survival instinct, that one. Not unlike you. Hey, what's the matter with you anyway? You look like a wet rag hung out dry. That's how I feel too. Seems you need this more than I do then. Cheers. Cheers. Peter hands back the glass and watches as Hugo takes it and downs the rest. Oh, you're not so bad, Hugo. I still trust you about as far as I could throw you, but considering this place is still open, I guess you're less of an annoying little stickler than you used to be. Besides, I'm sure I could throw you pretty damn far. I'm touched. They do get along. Okay. Hugo, I have a question. Oh god, he's in a bad mood. I don't really care. About the danger. We're both in danger. Oh. I'll admit I did consider this possibility, but I hoped it wasn't true. Sorry, bartender. Should never have dragged you into this. I'm your partner. We're in this together. Right, of course. I wish there was more I could do, but all measures of police protection I could offer would put the nightcap at risk of discovery. Try to be here as often as I can, but in the meantime, all we can do is try to catch this twisted individual. Let's do this. Is there nobody waiting for you at home? That's a rather personal question. Seriously, we're still doing this. Don't imagine any part of my personal life will make me rise in your estimation. I won't judge you, I promise. Hugo sighs deeply. He watches blue eyes trace the patterns in the wood grain of the bar for a while, before he finally speaks. Fallen in love only once in my life. It's not something that comes easy to me. I'm sure that won't come as a surprise. Her name is Laura. She was my fiancée. I won't bore you with the details of our relationship. It wasn't a meet cute or anything like that. Just two people slowly growing fond of each other. She was always very supportive, so she left everything behind and came with me when I transferred to Bukovi. I don't know when it happened. There was never a point where I spoke up and realized that I'd fallen out of love or anything like that. We didn't really fight or argue either. She never shouted, never cried. Part of me wishes she had. Maybe it would have made me realize what was happening before it was too late. What I was doing to her through month of late nights and weekends on a job. Sometimes I wonder if it means our relationship wasn't worth fighting over. That I wasn't enough. Anyway, I came home from work in the middle of the night to find a note on the dining table. She had returned to Belgium to her mother with all of her things. It said not to call her. And that was it. Well, I'm sorry. Well, he kinda deserved it. Don't be. I don't deserve it. It was more fun. Wait, did I answer it? No, I said I'm sorry. Okay. It was all my fault. I'd become too engrossed in my work, especially after my promotion. I was barely home, and even when I was there, my mind was elsewhere. She gave up everything for me, and I abandoned her in a foreign country. So now, there's nobody waiting for me back home. As embarrassing as it is to admit, I don't really have anyone I'm really close with in Bukovi. That's all on me. Well, you're close to me, right? Maybe that's why I like coming here. Look forward to it, even though it puts my career at risk. To have become so entangled with this place. With you. You're the closest thing I have to a true friend. Whether or not that feeling is mutual. You've become very important to me. Of course, the feeling's mutual. I realize I've not given you much of a choice, but thank you for sticking with me, partner. Happy to be there. Oh, you can only do that if you're super besties. Nice. Alright, We have more to discuss. The culprit's gift. So the case belonged to the culprit. You know something, don't you? For goodness sake, doesn't matter what I know. It's the distant past. There's no way it's relevant to this case. You never know. Hugo is being avoidant. Whatever he knows, it's a painful topic. Thankfully, everyone talks when they're angry and drunk, even a detective. Angry and drunk. So you have to be in a bad mood and drunk. How do I get that? Because once you have a drink, aren't you in a good mood? Let's see. Shit. Well, we need a 5. 5. This one? And not one he likes. I have no idea. This one? At least it doesn't sound like one he would like. Eastern Ruby, you know? Alright, please be in a bad mood. Perfect. About the culprit's gift. So the case belonged to the culprit. You know something? I do, yes. I'd never seen it before, but I know it's part of a matching set. And I'm pretty sure the lighter that goes with it is currently stored in an evidence locker at the Bukovi Police Department. Wait. The lighter? The one from the first case? It once belonged to a man named Elliot Lynn. Oh, right. He was also the one who escaped, right? Oh, I forgot about him. I know that name. The Bukovi killer. He was last active 2 years ago when he murdered 6 women around the boulevard. Killer doesn't sound like a plausible suspect. I agree. But why attack Vincent and why threaten you? I couldn't tell you. Perhaps he thought Vincent was my new partner, not you. Hugo's brow furrows. You could tell his thoughts are racing, but he remains silent. Is there more he's not telling you? It's been a long day. Okay, there's one more thing. These cigarettes were found below my window. What? You're saying someone's been watching you out there? Looks that way. That's concerning. You're not a public figure, so they likely followed you to find out where you live. So far they're not actually done anything, have they? Any signs of break-in, vandalism, threats? No, but my clue board is by the window. Your clue board? I thought you might be angry, but Hugo sounds intrigued. I didn't realize you were taking this so seriously, but no? Of course I am. Don't tease me. I'd never. Sure. I realize this means our mystery smoker has been able to follow the investigation thus far. Should assume they know we are onto them. Tell me, how did you even find out about this? When did you first notice the cigarettes were there? I didn't. Peter told me. What? Wagner? Why does he know where you live? It doesn't matter. You know how I feel about him, but I respect you enough to spare you the lecture. Well, you had a nice talk 5 minutes ago. Let's just see what we can learn, shall we? Hugo takes one of the cigarette butts in his hand and studies it. His brow furrows. Again? It's the same brand as the one in Lynn's cigarette case. He must be our mystery smoker. I don't like this partner. Stay on your guard, alright? Keep that window locked. I will. What else? Nothing. Alright. Sit back down. Maybe Peter can protect us. Here. Do you know Elliot? You're telling me that freak is behind this? Should have ripped him apart like tissue paper when I had the chance. That creepy bastard. Makes sense he'd hate Florida. This place was the trap that almost caught him. Interesting he's not poisoning folk anymore. Stepped up to use a man's weapon. That's it? Alright, sit back down. Maybe we can Google Elliot. Is there going to be some new information? Oh, Elec cigarettes. Registered Elec cigarettes. Elec is a recycled brand of cigarettes. As their nicotine content is above the threshold allowed in SADA, their sale is banned across the country. Oh. Elliot Lynn. Elliot Lynn, born in 1890 in Bukovi, was a registrar for Bukovi's Property Registry Office from 1922 to 1927. In November 1927, Lynn became a key suspect in the Bukovi Police Department's investigation of the Bukovi killer, a serial killer responsible for the murder of 6 women. Lynn fled the country in December 1927 when his identity as the Bukovi killer was revealed, leading to an extensive manhunt. As Lynn was able to flee to Rusaka, his current whereabouts are unknown, and he remains at large. Oh god. Well, he's back. Elena? We have some new information. Oh, I remember him alright. It was the case that got Hugo's name in the papers. It was quite the ordeal. I don't find it at all hard to believe Lynn has been holding a grudge to this day. Bukovi speakeasies served him well until Hugo's investigation forced him to flee the country. An investigation held at this very bar, mind you. Lynn must have assumed Vincent was part of the ploy. The BPD gave chase once they realized he'd slipped the net. Hugo made a good effort to track him too. Thinking out of the box was always his forte. Invaluable in a manhunt like this. Through train ticket purchases and statements from travelers and staff, they followed his movement all the way to Rusaka. Lynn was headed for Cassia, a small city where he had relatives. What happened? The trail went cold, of course. The flow of information between Sada and Rusaka was never great, but the last few years things have been particularly tense. The BPD had to admit defeat. So he's still out there somewhere. It's starting to look like he may be out here somewhere, doesn't it? The only thing I don't understand is why he would come back. Why take that risk? Did something happen in Cassia to flush him out of his hiding? We need more information. Time to do research. Maybe Ilya knows something. Or can I Google something else about Rusakia, maybe? Cassia. Cassia is a rural locality and the administrative center of the Tabarov district in northern Rusaka. Please select a specific topic to learn more about Cassia. Population size. Population size is, according to the 1926 census, the population of Cassia is 2,107. Not that many people there. History. Cassia was founded by settlers in 1645. The village was burnt to the ground in 1750 by Gothan invaders, but was rebuilt in 4 years. Cassia's first church was built in 1830, but was burned in 1858 after being struck by lightning. It was rebuilt in stone in 1864. During the Second Revolution of 1887, the church was burned to the ground by radicals. Rebuilding efforts started in 1903, but were halted due to the lack of funding. Okay. Crime. This is your backup operator, Elisa Clips. While our archives do contain articles pertaining to this locality, the majority are from Rusakan sources and have never been requested for translation. Our member of staff responsible for Rusakan translation is currently unavailable. Unfortunately, I can't say with certainty when she will be back to process your request. I can, however, give you this. The STAC's printer spits out a stream of paper containing a series of articles, all written in Cyrillic. Seems you'll have to find your own translator. Ilya? Found some information. Alright. Let's see. Cassian crimes. Oh, well, you've certainly come to the right person with this. Let's have a look. Ilya pushes her glasses and begins poring over the printouts, whispering under her breath as she scans through the articles. Gradually, her expression darkens. What is it? Is there anything irrelevant? I'm afraid so. There were 6 murders in Cassia over the past year, an unusual high amount for a city of that size. Did That's more than double the number of incidents recorded in the year prior. 2 are believed to be gang-related, but 3 were local women between the ages of 25 and 35. Blatlena Zaitseva, Avenida Volkova, and Raisa Belyeva. All 3 were blonde, all died of poisoning. Uh-oh. So he didn't change his method of killing. The last murder was foreigner, found dead from a stab to the abdomen. His name was Elliot Lynn. Oh! He's dead. It says in the article that he was found in a ditch by the road just outside the city after a passerby spotted his parked radio car. His wallet was untouched, but a letter was found tucked inside his waistcoat. Let me guess. Get your affairs in order. Exactly. Seems he chose to run instead, and it wasn't a wise choice. Need to tell Hugo about this. Thank you, Ilya. Sure. Your drink? We're finding out quite a lot today. Let's see. Okay, we found him in this episode. We found evidence in a motive, and then we found out he was dead in the same episode. Nice. All right. So, do you know anything about this secret case? I don't know anything about the box, but this means someone was able to enter the bar without you being here, doesn't it? Did Vincent have any spares of the basement key? Only one, yours. The other he kept himself. The only spare for Libraria. I see. Sit down first. Let us talk to Hugo. We found something out. Elliot's death. What? But that was our only lead. If it wasn't Lynn, then who is doing this? I don't know. Whoever's doing this, I think they're punishing me. It was my fault that Lynn slipped the net, messed up the Natalia Reed case, then he killed again. What if it is your fiancé? All of those women. Goddess, it's all my fault. We got so close. I had him in my sights. But it just wasn't enough. He caught on before I could gather enough evidence to close the case. I was an arrogant fool. Whoever's doing this, they want to see me suffer because they know. They want to make sure you know too. Leaving that stupid case in a bar. It's not enough for them to taunt me with all these skeletons in my closet. They want an audience. I bet this was never about Vincent stabbing an innocent man right on the doorstep, sending the police here. It will destroy both of us. Who would want to do this to you, Hugo? Hugo looks down, avoiding your gaze. Everyone, I suppose? Suppose there's one person I can think of. Not your ex, right? The truth is, you're not the first civilian I've asked for help. There was another. Your predecessor here at the nightclub. Oh! But why would Elliot be one of the victims then? No, doesn't make any sense. They helped me out on the Natalia Reed case. It's only thanks to their efforts that I knew Lynn was the culprit. But when it came time to close the case, I was too ambitious. I wanted not just to apprehend the Bukovi killer, but to shut down the speakeasy as well. I wanted to be the hero, and more than anything, I wanted that promotion. Arrogantly, I thought I could handle it all by myself. Shut down the nightcap as soon as I believed I had my culprit. But it took me too long to get everything in order for the arrest. Of course, Lynn skipped town as soon as he smelled trouble. We chased him, but to no avail. Flashing out a serial killer and shutting down the speakeasy was still enough to net me the promotion, but your predecessor went to prison. She refused to reveal our cooperation to the authorities. If she had, could have softened her punishment, but with a criminal background like hers, she had her own moral code. No snitching. I certainly didn't break that silence for her. Who was she? One of King's old enforcers. A clever and adaptable woman from the stacks. I think her name was... What? What the fuck? I didn't expect that. Sandra. Yes. I don't know where she is now. I suppose she may have gotten out on good behavior by now if she really pulled it together. I don't imagine she's forgotten me, though. I was right. She was suspicious. Could she really? Shit. Whoa, come on. Zoom down. Were you going to shut me down too? You want the truth. When I first came here, I assumed that was how things would end. But something in you made me change my mind. I just couldn't do it. Sandra's background clouded my judgment. It made me see her as a criminal above all else. But you made me realize you were just a hard-working civilian trying to get by. A person whose talent and passion had been criminalized overnight. The nightcap has proven invaluable to the people of the city. People need a place like this to come together. I've come to see that now. But you were going to. Yes. I wouldn't blame you if you don't trust me after this, but you asked for the truth. It is what it is. Wow, I didn't see that one coming, really. So Sandra Fischer. Oh, I love these twists. Ah, I like this. This was great. Nice. Tell me more about Sandra. I don't know much about her as a person. We didn't exactly chit-chat while we were working together. All I know is that what I read in her file. I thought she was just some bartender at first, but back when her record convinced me to take a chance on her, I figured her street smarts could come in handy. What had she done? Racketeering, smuggling, theft. The lot. She worked for King. Pretty big fish in Bukovi before Carla deposed him. King often relied on youths for that sort of thing, and she was only 14 when she started. Only 14. Yeah, can only imagine the kind of life she's led. From what I gathered, she was out of the game for 4 years or so before I met her. Took over a bar in the stacks. She got out. Yes, good timing, I reckon. She slipped out just before King's goose was cooked. Perhaps one of Carla's men tipped her off. We had nothing major on her either. No substantial prison time. She got arrested a few times, of course. There was never enough to hold her for long. A really slippery fish. Until she helped you. If it wasn't Lynn, then who's doing this? Sandra, of course. I don't know. Okay. We've already... Ah, shit. What? Alright. Yeah, we know. I just wanted to get that option out of the way. Alright. Alright. Let's see if Eleanor can help us. Sandra is not here today. Shame, really. My predecessor. I did hear that the Nightcap's first iteration shut down around the time Elliot Lynn was unmasked, but I never realized the two were so directly related. By the goodness, Hugo. Could you? She's a patron here. Really? She's the person I think she is. I never did catch her name, but she always struck me as a clever sort. A listener. I fear this might be the answer to our earlier question. You see it too, don't you? Let's put the pieces together. Yeah, that's not good. Skeletons in the closet. If this were any other case, I'd say he's being self-centered and melodramatic, but I'm afraid the detective really may be at the core of this. You may be able to win Hugo's trust enough to get him to open up, but if not, we may have to find some attentive people who were around during the Natalia Reid case. They could tell us more. Oh, that's why they're here. Okay. I'm always glad to come here. Yeah. Alright, so... Clara was there, right? Hey there, Paul. Hey, Clara. Have you heard about Elliot Lynn? No, wait. Can you tell me more about this one? Gosh, I wouldn't know. Probably someone who was upset he let Elliot get away. Looking back, it makes sense. Hugo was investigating him at the Nightcap. Makes it extra mean that he still shut the place down, though. Sandra was probably pretty miffed about that. Huh. Sandra, the old bartender? She was clearly letting him work here, maybe even helping him. In exchange, Hugo shut it down. Apparently he arrested her too. Yeah, let me get you a drink. Then we can talk some more. I mean, Elliot got what was coming for him, but how come she killed him? Doesn't make any sense. I don't think Sandra was the one, was she? Wait, is she on the list now? No, not yet. Have you heard about Elliot Lynn? That creep? What about him? He might be back on the scene. Good. Good? You heard me. I'm not running away this time. I'm ready for that weirdo if he shows up again. If Eleanor or one of your smart detective types don't catch him and he makes a move on me, I'll beat the crud out of him. Be careful, Clara. I will. Thanks for the concern. But I have some big news. I got my purple belt. What does that mean? It's the third highest rank in Batitsu. Shifu says I'm the first woman in this district to reach grade 7. Can you believe that? Well done, Clara. And I won't be the last woman who reaches that grade. I'm now a class assistant. And I even have my own student. You won't believe who it is. Maria? I could hazard a guess. Maria! Got tired of her kicking my butt at chess, so now I kick her butt for real. She really respects how I don't give up ever. So she asked if we could do something else together besides chess. Aww. Nice. Good for you too. She loves it. She has good balance and decent technique. I mean, she ends up on her back an awful lot when she goes up against me. Obviously. Right. Hey, don't tease me too bad, alright? And Elliot? Look, I ain't gonna lie, that creep scares me really bad, but men like that, they're weak. They're bullies. All I can do is make myself a hard target, keep my wits about me, stay strong enough to defend myself, and the people I love. Shifu says the strongest branch bends in the wind, but doesn't break. I don't need to be the best fighter or the best chess player or the best anything to be happy and protect my friends. I just gotta be able to move with the wind. Does that make sense, or am I mixing my metaphors again? There's a good idea in there, right? Somewhere? Sounds very wise. Wise? Not a compliment I get that often, but I'll take it. My predecessor. Yeah, I remember her. Was glad to see her again here. We got along back in the day. I never knew what happened to her after the bar got shut down. If I'd known she was in prison, I would have written her a card or something. That's it? Are you and Maria still playing chess? Yeah, that's become a bit of a fixture in Libraria, at the tea terrace, on the boulevard when the weather's good, even here sometimes. She's taking 4, sometimes even 5 minutes to beat me now. Getting better. Oh, I get bored pretty quickly anyway. That's generally as long as I want the game to go, you know? So you and Maria? We're good buds, but that's it. I think that's all either of us needs right now, you know? Not sure she likes me that way. I'm not sure how I feel about her either. Clara. Fine, you got me. She's cute as hell. I feel like a daft clod around her. But I'm just happy to be around her. She appreciates my friendship. It's more important than a silly old crush. For now. And she's heading home. We got something out of that at least. Maria wouldn't know. Oh, Peter would know. Let's get you your drink. Alright, what do you know about Sandra? Yeah, he screwed her over alright, thankless bastard. Can you imagine throwing a woman like that in the slammer? Do you think she may have wanted to take revenge? I don't think I like what you're implying, partner. It'd be wise to cut that out right now. Yeah. She knows something, but I don't believe she is it, really. Not yet. We don't have anything on her yet, anyway. How the hell should I know? Who in the city wouldn't want to jump that little weasel? The way he flopped that case was an embarrassment. That grubby little freak got 6 women, and he managed to let him slip the net. Yeah, well, you're right, he messed up. Glad you're seeing reason. Is there anything else? Well, Elliot is dead, dead, if you want to know. He's dead. Well, I'm glad someone gave that sack of shit what he deserved. Whoever did it probably saved more innocent broads than the cops ever did. Should be enough, yeah. Alright, wait, who can I talk to next? I mean Maria. I don't know if she will know anything. My predecessor? Yeah, no one I'd never hear at the same time. She must still be avoiding him. I really hope the same thing won't ever happen to you, even if Hugo seems to have mellowed. Hope so. Let's get you a drink. We have some questions to ask. Wait, we don't have your favorite? Isn't the favorite femme fatale? Yeah, I think it is. I think I still remember from the first case. I might not remember much, but I think that one I remember. Because of tomatoes. Tomatoes. Yeah. Alright. So you're looking for a new job now? I am, yes. Though, for the most part, I'm just trying to decide what I actually want to do. Thankfully, the winnings from my last tournament will keep me afloat for a while. Never had this much money before. But I do want to make a decision soon. So what are your options? Well, I did enjoy sewing, but now that I'm moving up in my chess career, it just doesn't afford me the kind of flexibility I need to attend tournaments regularly, so I've been thinking about becoming a tutor instead, teaching people how to play chess. I've trained many of the new girls at work, and I've rather enjoyed teaching Clara too. She's hardly been a model student, but I suspect there are other reasons for distraction during our lessons. Probably. When I see the way she talks about her Sifu, I wish I could be like that for other people, helping them discover a new passion, a new side of themselves. Chess is such a wonderful sport. It teaches you patience, keeps your mind sharp, it helps you keep a cool head under pressure. I just want to share that with the world. Well, I think you'd make a wonderful teacher. If you tried with Clara. You really think so? That means a lot. Thanks, partner. There's so much happening in the city, blah blah blah, what have I missed? Yeah. Skeletons in the closet. Who would want to taunt the detective about Lynn? Gosh, I don't know. Can't imagine anyone I spoke to here would attack poor Vincent. I think Hugo put people on edge. He was obviously a cop, and a few of the guests must have been on his suspect list, including Alina. But he never interrogated us. He left all of that to Sandra. Sandra? What do you mean? She was asked us real personal questions while serving us here. A bit like you, actually. I figured out pretty quickly she was helping the detective catch the Bukovi killer. And why not? He was targeting people at speakeasies like this one. I like that she was looking out for us. Looking back, it was pretty cruel of Hugo to arrest her and shut down the bar despite all her hard work, only to let Lynn get away. I like her, so it doesn't pain me to say this, but I'd wager nobody here despises Hugo more than Sandra Fisher. Oh god. Doesn't sound good for you, Hugo. Have you been back to the tea terrace? I have, as expected. It was quite painful at first. I couldn't help but wince every time I saw our old table. Seeing the way Miss Bai's face lit up when she greeted me was incredibly comforting. The more we talked, the more my anxiety began to ebb away. She paid for the tickets for my last tournament, you know? That was kind of her. It was. Miss Bai is a very special woman. She's gone through a lot in her life, but she's never let it harden her heart. She always puts other people first. It's inspiring. Indeed it is. How was your trip? Alright, I forgot to tell you about that. When I heard about Vincent, it seemed so unimportant all of a sudden. But it was nice. Great, actually. It wasn't a vacation. Traveled to Siam for a major chess tournament. Came with a sizable cash prize, of course, but more importantly, my performance there would determine whether I'd get the title of International Master or not. And you won! Well, I won. I got it. Congratulations, Maria. Thank you. I'm very happy. I feel like I'm finally back on the road to becoming Grandmaster like I always wanted. Like we always wanted. Surely Lena would be proud of you. I hope so. I struggled to get back into chess. It was our thing. It was how we connected. Playing again, in the back of my mind it always felt like I was betraying her a little. Like I was moving on without her. But then, it all clicked. I have to carry on a dream for both of us now. If I give up and let my moments slip away, I'm letting her down. You're right. I'm glad you agree. It all feels different now. The pressure used to make me crack, but now I'm not playing just for me anymore. When I feel the game slipping away, I can hear her in my head, telling me which move to make. Telling me I can do it. She's helping me win. I mean, I know she's not really there. But all our experiences, the memories, the love we felt, it will never fade. I'm happy for you, Maria. Thank you. Anyway, I'll stop rambling about chess, but thanks for listening to me, Bartender. You can ramble at me anytime. And it's getting late, sure. Alright, 2 more people. Reese, what are you doing here? I have returned. How have things been at the Ravenborn Society? So you found a new job, it sounds like you've been busy. Do you know anything about Sandra Fisher? How splendid to know that the man sitting in this bar with us has shut the whole place down once before. There's nothing like a bit of danger to spice up a quiet night of cocktails. Strangely, this news does not deter me from coming here as much as I thought it would. Suppose we should converse? Sure. Let me get you a drink. So you don't know anything, I guess. Well, you're from a completely different case, so I understand. I just don't understand why he's here then. But yeah, let's continue talking. Well, they. Yeah, I just can't get used to it. Hope no one is offended. How have things been at the Ravenborn Society? The secret Ravenborn Society, you mean? Sorry, I shouldn't have asked. I'm glad you respect my integrity. If you're really so curious, I suppose I could give you a tiny peek behind the curtain. After all, there has been a highly intriguing development. Oh, did Killian join? Louise recently finished a fascinating exploration into the afterlife and decided it was time to bring our studies of the arcane into the field, expanding the frontier of human understanding by parting the veil between the normal and paranormal with our own hands and reaching through into the treacherous unknown that lies beyond. Sure. What? She read a book about ghosts and figured it would be fun to hold a seance. As in speaking to the dead. Yes, as in speaking to the dead. Last week, Louise, Sebastian, Killian and I gathered at the cemetery of St. Celia shortly before midnight. Killian as well? It's a very old, hallowed place, so we figured the spirits that still reside there have had ample time to process their emotional baggage and would therefore be less hostile. Killian joined the society. Wait, don't interrupt. Once we found a suitable spooky spot, we drew a sacred circle, set candles, and lit incense to enhance our connection to the realm of spirits. Louise, acting as our medium, called out to the pale beyond while the rest of us held hands, inquiring if there was a soul willing to speak to us. And lo and behold, something happened. Someone reached out to us. The pendulum began to swing, and the candles flickered. Once we had established a connection, I pulled out the spirit board I had made for the occasion. Louise asked the spirit for a sign, a message. Go on, what happened then? Well, nothing really. We didn't get anything that made sense, so our enthusiasm sort of fizzled out after that. It was also quite cold sitting on the ground in the middle of the night, so we went home. It was my first time making a spirit board, so I'm not too disappointed. was still a successful outing, all things considered. And besides, I'm not sure I believe in all that macabre stuff, beyond the aesthetics. You didn't get anything at all? Huh? Nothing that made sense to me. All I could really make out was Elliot. But what? There wasn't anyone buried there with that name. We figured the spirit was probably trying to say hello, but had bad reception. What the... What? Elliot? I suppose you can't say they didn't warn him. Wait! Hey! You can't just not talk. What the fuck? That's it? Okay, let's just continue. I guess that's just a little coincidence. So you found a new job. Indeed I did. Thankfully the unfortunate situation at the Maverick did not deter my current employer. It probably helps that the local film and opera scenes don't really meet that often. So you're working in film now? Indeed I am. Still as a prop master, of course, although my work is much more varied now than it was before. There are many more props for one thing, and then they are challenging, unique to the medium. Several props need multiple versions depending on the way they will appear on camera, for instance. Then there's continuity between shots to consider, which can get quite involved on certain shots, especially once breakaway props come into play, such as panes of sugar glass. What? Sugar glass? Yes, molten sugar. Once hardened, looks like glass while being much more brittle. We don't actually toss actors through real windows these days, as much as we may feel compelled to. So you're enjoying your new job? Suppose so. Something new every day. On some days that means having to schlep myself and all of my equipment out to some muddy ditch to shoot on location. But on others I get to create some of my best work. It's not my dream, but at the end of the day a job is still just a job. Until Olivia Carmine decides to make a debut on the silver screen, I think I'm okay where I am. It sounds like you've been busy. Yes, quite. I decided to empty out the spare bedroom I've been using as my atelier. I realized my living quarters get more natural sunlight and would have ample room for my workbench after a bit of rearranging. Naturally, this meant moving and reorganizing all of the furniture in my entire apartment. That sounds like a lot of work. It was. I had to remain horizontal for several hours after I was done to recover. You were sleeping. But now I have extra space I could rent out for a bit of extra income. Or just to have someone to split chores and groceries with, or talk to in the evening, or to help me open pickle jars. Killian may, perhaps? Come to think of it, I could have easily done this a month ago if only a friend in need had mentioned that they were looking for a place to stay, instead of moving in with the first ghoul that offered to share a dingy little dorm room with them on the other side of the city. Oh god. He's sour about it. No, every time I visit, it's all Adrian this and Adrian that. Isn't he so hip? Just talk to him, Reese. No idea what you're talking about. And he's gone. Ilya? Do you know anything about Sandra? Interesting. I wouldn't have taken her for a criminal. You know Sandra? Only as a fellow customer. We've spoken a few times here at the bar. She always seemed wise and pleasantly down to earth. I guess looks can be deceiving. Skeletons in a closet. Do you know anything more about Hugo? Don't imagine working in law enforcement makes you very popular among the criminal element in general. But that doesn't exactly narrow it down, doesn't it? Does it? Afraid not. And she's going home. Wait. Did I talk to her about everything? Yeah. Can I Google Sandra Fischer now? Oh, I can. Sandra Fischer, born in 1893, is a resident of Bukovi and former owner of the bar The Black Briar on Strada Luica, which was closed down in 1926. In 1927, Fischer was convicted for tax evasion, conspiracy, and operating an illegal speakeasy in violation of the Tsaran Prohibition Act, leading to a 1-year prison sentence. 1 year isn't too bad. But I guess it's still time, right? Okay, we got quite a few. So Elliot, are they connected? Sandra Fisher. Could Sandra, the nightcap previous owner, be the culprit? She would have good reason to dislike Hugo, but why would she attack Vincent? I should talk about this with Eleanor. Did she kill him? No. Did she have the cigarette case? Is she a smoker? No. No. She seemed like a nice person, but still suspicious because she was so mysterious, and we know now why. A skeleton in a closet. Who would want to do this to Hugo? Only Sandra Fisher. Because Elliot is dead. Is there anything else I can combine? The second letter? Wait, but Elliot's dead. Oh. It's his, alright, but he's dead. Why can't I combine with the other letters? That's weird. Whoops. So did she write the letter? No. Okay, we have to talk to Eleanor first, but is there anything else I missed? Small bladed weapon. Does she have something on her that could be small and... Nah. I don't know. I guess I'll just continue. We still have time, so I don't have to find out everything. For now. Then I'll end it here and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!